Hey guys, so we're just going to go into a bit more depth now. So we've already seen how your site is working today, and a bit further up in the article you've figured out your customer lifetime value. Now what we need to do is we need to analyze your market for the potential traffic available. That way, if there is traffic and it's worthwhile getting, you know that it's worthwhile spending money, and if not, you can just give it a miss and try something else. So we're just going to break it down. We're going to understand your market and the trends that are featured in it. We're going to research your competitors, and we're going to find that lost traffic that you're leaving on the table that your competitors are just eating up. So the very first thing is to go back to basics. So we find that a lot of business owners are very stuck in their business and can't step out of it and actually have an idea of what they do. So take a step back, and what do you actually offer? For instance, at the agency we do PPC, SEO, content marketing, digital marketing, but really what it is we get traffic for businesses. So step back, and what is it that you actually offer? Look into the beginning and the end of your customer cycle and figure out what is the desire and not the function. So learning to play the guitar, the function really is to be able to play the guitar, but the desire might be to be a rock star. So how is that person going to become a rock star? By buying your guitar or having your guitar lessons. So first thing to do is to create a target list. We want to put down as many of these desires as you can think of. What is it they're actually trying to achieve? If you sell running shoes, they don't want to go running, they want to get fit, they want to look good naked, they want to be healthier, but in general it's to look good naked. So what are the functional terms that they would search for as well? So the same thing, like they would be searching for running shoes, cross-country shoes, shoes for men. Make a list of your competitor roles. So look at your top 10 competitors and just make a quick list of those. And then we're going to have a little play around in Pinterest. So what you're going to do is, there's a spreadsheet provided in the article to download, but just grab a pen and paper for now if you like, and just quickly write down as many of the desires as you can think, as many of the detailed keywords, and then just copy your competitors' URLs, and then just search for these terms here, the detailed keywords, in Pinterest, and you'll find a number of different pages on there with a huge amount of traffic. You want to keep track of those and just pop those in there. Once you've got that, we're going to have a look at the traffic that's going per month to your site, but we're going to teach you how to go through there. Here you can see just a small example of some things that we've found. So now we want to figure out basically what traffic is available to your business, to your industry, to your market, finding all these people that we just couldn't find before. And with those lists of keywords and the desires and the Pinterest pages and your competitor roles, we're going to look at it in depth, not too much, just very simple, just to figure out what kind of traffic you've got. So head over to Google and just search for Google Keyword Planner. And what it'll do is it'll bring you up straight away to this Adwords page, and just put in your Gmail account there, continue, add in your website, and it'll bring you along to the next stage. So now that you're on here and you've gone to the Google AdWords and you've set up, you just click on Tools, come down to where you see Keyword Planner, and just click on there. Now there's a number of options. The first thing you're going to use is the top one. So search for new keyword and ad group ideas. And those desires that you found earlier, or the functional terms, we're going to have a search for those. So perhaps an example of the running shoes is to get fit. We're going to leave the landing page for now, but what we can do is we can actually use this specifically to find what your competitors are ranking for, and it's going to give you a few suggestions that you wouldn't get normally. So we just come down to get ideas. Make sure you put it onto all locations, or you can put it onto your actual country itself. So here we go. Each country is going to be different. All we really want is just a basic idea so you can see that there is traffic available for what you are trying to rank for. Click over to Keyword Ideas. And then what you want to do is you want to click onto Average Monthly Searches. So it's going to rank it from highest to lowest. See, bodybuilding, for instance, gets a heap. So if you were a running shoe store, or sorry, a sports shoe store, and you had specific shoes that you could use for bodybuilding or for CrossFit, you know that they would sell because there's a lot of interest where you are. You could build content about that, you could write about it. You'd also know that there's a market for it, so it wouldn't hurt to have that. You could even start getting weight belts and things. Pilates as well, just as much. It may not weigh into it. Gym, fitness, detox diet. So these are all different ideas how to get abs that you could use to put in there. This is just on the very basic ones, on the desires. But if you say you had a running shoe site, you could have a whole separate section on how to use gym equipment to get faster and run for longer. Different weight loss programs, diet plans, exercise plans, weight loss tips, all these different things that people will be interested in. But you could write a guide about how to lose weight, how to start off running slower, and then get going so you can do it more permanently. You get the idea of what you could put in there. Now, simply, what we're going to do here is we're going to move across to what we had before and go away from the desires to the functional terms. So you're going to search for, in this example, running shoes. And you can see there's a whole bunch of keywords on there. Don't forget again to go from the average monthly searches. So we've set this just for New Zealand right now. So for running shoes, New Balance gets quite a few searches. So that means that if you are stocking shoes, there's a lot of interest in the New Balance shoes. Same as Asics, Nike Free Run. Now what you can do is if you go back into the initial idea, you can set up a landing page on there. Sometimes it can be a bit funny going backwards on here, so you just have to load it up again. So on your sheet, you will have been making notes of the desires, the detailed keywords, competitor roles, and all this kind of thing in the Pinterest ills. You won't have done it all yet because we haven't showed you obviously how to do it, but you've gone through and you've looked at all your competitors, and what I want to do is I'm going to take this one here, shoe signs, and I'm going to use that as part of the search term in here. And what it's going to do is it's going to recommend to me different keywords that weren't there before. And notice how it's got the option up here now, so what I can do is I can keep changing through and rotating through all of those different ones. So shoes NZ, for instance, was not there before, and it gets almost as many searches. We can also see that the click rate is quite low, so we could actually target this as well via Google Adwords, and it wouldn't be too difficult to go for. So now we know we have a different keyword to go for. So go back into your sheet, and across from there, you're going to make a note of the keyword, how many searches per month, and the cost per click. I think it was 0.78. We can keep a note of this because we're going to find terms that we can use to figure out traffic for your business and the cost. Once we understand how much traffic and how much it will cost us to bring it in, you can understand if it is worthwhile or not. If it costs you $5 for every click and you're only getting 3,000 clicks through and not enough sales, then it's totally not worth it. You'll understand as you go through. And what we can do is that we can keep changing the landing page up here. So go back into your template, look at the next competitor zone, and then put that into here. And then click on Get Ideas, and see if it comes up with any other terms. So hiking boots immediately comes up, which weren't there before. Asics NZ, New Balance. So these are different things that this competitor is actually ranking for or trying to rank for. So you have a better idea of the different things that you're having to, basically different targets that you can be searching for. And this is the last example of this method. So again, a lot of brands in there. But you want to try it with your different keywords also. So you basically want to try each keyword, each variation of the competitor. You just want to find maybe 10, 12 different keywords that are over 1,000 searches each. And then just make a list of them. Shoes online is pretty generic, but it wouldn't hurt to rank for it at least a little bit. Next thing you're going to do is you're going to go over to Pinterest and you're going to start searching for those keywords and terms again. And you can just put that up in here. And you're going to see the trends that are going through all the different colorways, what people are searching for, what people are liking. See this one here of these Nike Roshis. It's had over 4,000 repins and 900 likes. So you know for a fact that if you could get any pairs of these into your store, they're going to sell. Basically, you understand the trends now and what's going from there. But what you can also do is you can take a note of these different pages also and use that as a landing page in your keyword tools. And you're going to get a lot more options than you would have before. Just wait for it to load. So you can see this is more fashion driven than the others here. And so you're going to get a lot of Nike shoes, shoes online, shoe warehouse, Echo shoes. I'll be honest, some of these things I've not heard of before. Shoe size converter, for instance, gets over 1,000 viewers. It can be real simple for you to just explain in a 500-word article the difference between American, US, New Zealand shoe sizes and have it on your store. There's two different reasons for that. You're going to get that traffic, but you're also going to get your clients are going to appreciate it because you're giving them a better standard of service. And although you think it would be something obvious, you know, it's people have to learn new things every day, basically. And what you want to do is just carry on going through for all your keywords and all those Pinterest pages and just keep on searching through. You can even search for the generic term as well and see what that brings up. Make an entire list of your keywords and put them in here, and then also keep track of them all as well as all their different terms and searches per month. And then what you're going to do is you're going to go across to the article that we've got, and we're going to put in all these terms and all the searches and the cost per click, and it's going to calculate for you how much it's going to cost per month and also a grand total of how many searches per month. So we're going to have an idea of the traffic in general for you. Now it is nice and simple to do, but we're just trying to make it as easy as possible for you. So you can plug in your keyword here, and what's going to happen is you just make sure that you're not doing it double. You're not just putting in the random numbers and forgetting what you're writing. So running shoes had 165,000 searches and it was $3.82. Now what will happen is, although there's nothing in here right now, if you carry on all the way down to the bottom and you can fill up all these spaces, it'll calculate the total search and then the cost to get all of those searches. So it would cost you $630,000, but you would get 165,000 visitors to your site just for that one term. That's just with PPC. There are different methods of getting traffic, but now you have an idea from there. If you were to take that traffic back and plug it into your original formula and figure out how your website is converting and how much is converting to traffic on each of them, you would see a huge difference in the amount of sales available to your business. So even though this is a huge figure, there are other methods of getting that traffic. This is just the most costly because it's the quickest. You can literally do a pay-per-click advert and have traffic coming to your site within an hour. So there are cheaper means, but when you look at it, if you're converting 2% of these people at $45 per sale, $100 per sale, your business is going to change dramatically. So the next thing we're going to do is, we did mention earlier, if you've already got traffic, you've already got Google set up, you'll find frustratingly that some of the terms that it shows you that people are searching for organically are not shown on there. And there is a way to get around that. So once you're in your Google Analytics, if you come down to acquisition and then organic, keywords, organic, sorry, it's going to show you that a lot of your keywords are not provided. It'll show you the paid ones, so if you've got PPC or pay-per-click advertising, it'll show you on there, or if you've got Adwords, or on your search engine optimization as well. But you're going to find different queries that people have not been provided by Google here. And what you can do is you simply connect your account to Google Webmaster, which is a separate section. And when you get on there, it's real simple. Just search for Google/Webmaster and then add your account via Gmail. Just come on down, go into search queries, and then you can see a lot of different terms on there, but you can also see where you're ranking and your click-through rate for those as well. So I can see there's a lot of brand searches for us. Search engine optimization gets a lot of searches, things like this. And then you can put it down through the top. So search engine optimization and SEO for the town that we're in gets a lot more searches than anything else. And people are clicking through and seeing us on there. So now you understand as well a few of the terms that you weren't ranking for already, but you weren't sure why. So I know that basically I need to include more information about this to help us rank higher, because it's what's getting customers to click through to us. So in the next section, we're going to talk about setting up conversions for your site. So it's all good knowing the traffic and where that's coming from, but we need to analyze how well that traffic will come through. And then we also need to be able to measure on your website each one of those different channels or conversions. So if I'm getting 400 people from Facebook, is it actually converting into a sale? Is it converting into an email? Things like this. And these are things that you can set up on there and track. So carry on, add in the information that you had before, and we're going to carry on down in the article, and we're going to figure out how much that traffic is going to cost you now and the profit, basically the ROI to do this. So now that you've figured out how your website's performing and the traffic that your business can get now, you've seen all the lost traffic, basically what's going on from there. If we plug in the previous numbers as well as the new numbers, so before you were looking at 385 visitors a month for a running shoe store. Just one of the keywords was 165,000. We know the conversion rate of your site because we did it before. We also know the average sale. So current monthly sales right now, you're making just under 8 sales a month. If you were to get this traffic here and rank for that, you'd make 3,366 sales a month. So 3,359 sales more, basically. But also what we can do is we can go ahead and put in the marketing costs. So we figured before it was costing you $250. Say it costs you $10,000 per month to rank for the highest in the entire country for this one term. We know that the PPC cost was much higher. And now once we put those costs in, we can understand how many sales it would take to break even. So if we were doing that with SEO at that cost, it'd take 110 sales to break even, and then you've got 3,200 more sales on top of that. It would take 500 sales for PPC to break even. More interesting, we can understand what the current website ROI is. So for the money put in, how much money you're getting back out. And then you can see it with the SEO, and then you can see it with the PPC as well. So clearly there is a winner right here. Then if we carry on down, we can see the approximate profit for each year. So even though you're spending a lot more money, you're still making a lot more profit each year. Obviously the numbers are going to be pretty similar at first with the same traffic, but you can see, even with a small percentage difference, how much it starts to push ahead each time. So it's not very clear, sorry, we can't put commas in here. But there is a difference of almost $100,000 per year as it goes on and on and on. And you can see how much your business is going to make in 5 years if you just keep it as it is now. So you now know the costs, you know the traffic, you understand how your site's performing, how it could be performing, and what you really need to do then is measure up the costs of what you're spending right now. If you're spending $500 a week on newspaper adverts, is that converting the same or as high? Or is it bringing in, are you actually tracking it? Do you know that? Are you putting in vouchers so that people, when they go to your website, you understand that they've actually come from the newspaper and things like this? So what we're going to do in the following video is teach you how to set up these conversions, how to set up these channels so you understand what is working for you. For instance, some people swear by email marketing. Some of them get a 40% open rate and the highest sales that they can do. And then some people can't even get their emails to be open. It totally changes on your market and on your traffic and on your industry. So even though you're going to try these different methods, you need to test and understand and learn for yourself what is working and what isn't. So carry on down the article, continue reading, download the cheat sheet so you can find out all the information here, and then we'll go into the final part, how to set up the conversions and things for you.